A great day in Washington. Sorry I'm late. Half the gas tanks or gas pumps at the gas station weren't working. Gas price this morning was $5.29 per gallon. Hey Lee, thanks for coming in, buddy. At least it's down from the 5.49 last week. Oh, well, see how today's driving is. Traffic isn't supposed to be too bad. Hey, DeMoose, thanks for coming in, sir. Yeah, gas was down 30 cents a gallon today last week. So that's a little better. So we'll get on this thing and drive up to the hellhole with this Seattle. Morning, Simon. Good morning, dear. We knocked you out of the park on this. Hey, Gary. Get over lane and get up on the big way. And I can work my way over to the pay to play lane. With any luck, I'll get a bare spot. I can jump at all three at once. Yep. Oh, maybe. Yep, I got it. There we go. All right, cruise is set, and now I can pay attention. What's important? Wow. Not usually slowed up down here. I didn't see any accidents on the trip out. Well, I already turned their pad on for them. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why that slowed down with that. Oh well, doesn't matter. Didn't bother me. Who cares? Hey, look at that. The greenery's finally all starting to fill in. Yeah. Hey, Tiger. I remember to turn it off first thing. Hi, Sydney. Thanks for coming in. At least it's not torrential downpouring today. Hey, Jody. Every Tuesday, to make a very long story as short as possible, May 31st of 2023, I had a carcinoma removed from the bottom of my foot. And since then, we've been trying to get the hole to heal up. So every Tuesday, I have to drive up to Seattle to the wound care center. So I'd get up early in the morning and fight traffic for an hour and a half and drive up to Seattle and live stream on the way up and then live stream on the way back. Hey, Tiffany, tell TOG hi. Well, hi, Swifty, you're new. Thanks for coming in. Oh, thank you, Tiffany, but that's all her. All I do is sit back, watch the changes, and put my stamp of approval on it. She does amazing work. Yeah, it came out really, really, really well. Come on, people. We're allowed to go speed limit over here. Hey, Karen. No, it's not. I'm sorry you're dealing with that, honey. Did find out last night that the company made our bonuses with one of our supply houses. Uh, so uh, we basically won two trips to Hawaii, which is the kid and his wife are going to go. And at the rate we're going, we should hit six trips next year, which means we'll get to go. With all three owners will go. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, really. Jesus. Yeah. I've been lucky in my life not to have had to deal directly with that, but I've run into it several times when working on equipment. And now we're starting to get a little bit of a sprinkle. All right, this is where I got to work my way over. So I can grab my exit, cut across the valley. And that looks like a good spot right here. Well, not a good spot, but an okay spot. Hey, Arlene. Thanks for coming in, dear. Okay. Grab our exit here and then cut across the valley and we'll get up on I-5 and see how bad that is. Woohoo, made the light. Hopefully most of these people are turning right. Oh no. I gotta jump a lane or I'm gonna lose signal if I stay under this bridge. That worked out. Heat down a little bit. It's getting warm in here. Yeah, it's what I find funny is talking to you guys all across the country and hearing about your weather because it obviously tracks across the country. We'll have rain or sun, and then a few days later, you guys get it in the Midwest, and then a few days after that, you guys get it on the East Coast. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna, the sun's gonna burn this off. Snow in the 20s, yeah. We've had a couple of springy days, but not a lot. I think the highest we had was a 170-degree day, a little, maybe a little above that, but we've had a few in the 60s, maybe 3 or 4, but pretty much we're running between 35 and 55. Yeah, when my mom was still alive, she wanted a greenhouse, so we built her a greenhouse. Uh, at the time, I was doing grocery store refrigeration, and the whole concept of the misters that spray down on the produce had just come out. So I got some of the spray heads for those and rigged up a misting system for the greenhouse and put that on a timer so it automatically watered it for her. And then we hooked up took an inline duct heater and set that up so that we could actually heat it if we needed to. And then we also set up some exhaust fans so that we could cool it if it got too hot. It was ridiculous for a little tiny greenhouse, but it was fun to do. Hi, Mona. Thanks for coming in. And I worked on a lot of big commercial greenhouse operations, and they all have heat and ventilation systems. Come to think of it, we had a guy down in Ording that put in radiant heat, actually laid tubes in the dirt underneath where he was planting. What? Oh, Leroy. Hey, Burn, thanks for coming in, bud. These freeway stoplights are so dumb. Oh, they'll help with the traffic flow. Well, no, they just back up traffic here. Radiant heat works very well. Um, my only complaint about it is the thing you've got to put, if you want cooling as well, then you've got to put a whole forced air system in, or or mini split system in to get your cooling. And if you've done that, then it's just radiant heat, just keeps your feet warm. But it works. It works very well. And some of these big new fancy homes are actually putting in, they make uh, electric radiant floor tiles from bathrooms. So rather than using hot water or a boiler system, they use electricity to heat the bathroom floor only. Okay, let's go. Hi, Jan. Thanks for coming in. All right, I got to get over at least one more lane. And I can hang there for a while I work my way over. Mow the jungle. Yes, but you have a huge yard. I just have a little yard and can't walk and am lazy and am allergic to freshly mowed grass, so I pay a gardener to come out and do it. Hey, Stewardess. Pretty much the only place I ever go, and that's up to the doctor's office. Once in a while, I go, yeah, exactly, team lazy. Yeah, I don't. The pollen used to bother me real bad, but I guess I grew out of it. I mean, I realized I had what's considered hay fever. I was 13 and working for my uncle putting in hay. Uh, and since I was the kid in the crew, they had me driving a flatbed truck, picking up, driving a flatbed truck, and they'd throw loose hay on it, and I'd haul it back to the barn. And there was a 360-acre ranch, and we were doing each field was like 90 acres. Anyway, there was one oak tree in the middle of the field, and that's when I had a sneezing attack and ran into the oak tree, and they didn't let me do that anymore. But for a long time, I'd go in and get a shot early spring, and I don't know what it was, but that would knock it down, and I'd be fine, and that would be the end of it for the year. Excuse me. Yeah, luckily it was an old farm truck. I wasn't going 100 miles an hour. I was bouncing along through a field, but my eyes went watery and started sneezing, and I'm in an open field, or so I thought. Didn't think I was anywhere near the tree, so I just kept rolling. And then I stopped suddenly. And yes, the farthest lane to the left is HOV. We do have some pay to play lanes out here, and I do have a pay to play sticker, but the lanes on this freeway are not pay to play. Anyway, maybe 10 years ago, it just randomly went away. So when spring rolled around, I never got the itchy, burning eyes and sneezing, and so I'd never bothered to go back in and get the shot for it. But if I mow the lawn, even if I go in and shower right afterwards, I'm still a swelled up mess, and eyes are watering, and that lasts a day or two. And it really doesn't cost a whole lot. And the guy's very good. He and his wife show up and they weed eat and do the whole yard. And every 2 weeks they come out and take care of it. It's looks nice. Other than where Cindy has dug holes. When we first moved in, we had mole problems. And I was walking through Harbor Freight, and for $10 they were selling these little sonic mole removal things. And I thought, well, hell, for $10 I'll try them. So I bought two of them, put them in the yard, and I drove all the moles over the neighbor's yard. It worked quite well. Silly as it seems and dumb as it sounds, it actually worked very well. I highly recommend them. Then of course I felt bad, so yeah, so I went out and bought four more and took them over to the neighbor's house, and we drove them on down the street. Yeah, we did have that happen. Not the guy we have now, but there was another guy that was doing the yard that ran over him with the lawnmower. Yeah, pinwheels are supposed to work, but I don't know what the deal was. And I know it's the vibration that's supposed to do it, but it just didn't help in our yard. But boy, those little sonic things, and a pinwheel cost you $1.99, and for $10 I got two of those mole things, and they were good for like 5,000 square feet. Yeah, I did hay for years, Billy, but they didn't even have the big bales when I was doing it. We were bucking 120-pound bales. Hey, Katie, thanks for coming in. I suspect you're working, so I know you got your work ears on, but hi. Uh, one of my exes, her dad raised American bison buffalo. And we go over there. He lived over above Omak in Washington State. And we go over there and help him run the buffaloes when he had to do vaccinations and stuff. I think cattle are a pain in the ass, Gary. Try running buffaloes through a tub. Not to mention, they go where they want to go. They have to want to stay inside the fencing. Yeah, it was hard work, but it was always fun because it was a big crew of guys that are guys and gals, really, but everybody was having a good time. Exactly. Hard work and cold beer. All right, Mona, you two. Traffic actually has been too bad. Once again, we leave the south end with no rain and drive into rain in the city of Seattle. At least you can see all the greenery now. The leaves finally really starting to show. You too, Jan. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, don't get lost in the jungle. I gotta get over another thing here. There we go. I'll let it go to voicemail. Yeah, it's been coming for a couple of months now. Yeah, when we first got again. Sorry, Karen. Um, we started seeing the little buds maybe 6 weeks, almost 2 months ago. Uh, and they just haven't gotten big until the last week. The alder and cottonwood up by us haven't really popped leaves yet. But the cherry trees are the cherry trees have are all blossoming now. The neighbor diagonally across the street has a great big cherry tree. Uh, and we have a smaller one in the side yard. Uh, but once those go, all the neighbor kids will walk by and picking cherries off the tree. And as they begin to go bad, we have a great time. All right, honey, don't let them take it all. Um, Watching the crows and squirrels, because they'll go up and eat the fermented cherries and they end up drunk as hell, staggering around on the road. So it's quite funny to watch. Yeah, it's really, yeah, it really is too funny. Crows will get possessive, but it's like hop, hop, fall over. I mean, it's just like drunk people, just short and feathered. And the guy's nice enough that he lets people come by and pick the cherries anyway. He doesn't do anything. He comes out and gets many of them. Not well, not many. He gets some of them, but most of them go to waste. And so he doesn't mind people coming by. But we'll see. We'll pull down the road. And you'll see two people with big ladders out going way up into the tree to get cherries. Well, I didn't even think about it until now, but yeah, I'll have to film it next time the crows are doing that. That usually happens in July. July, yeah, just after the 4th of July is when they start to go bad. Yeah, traffic in our town consists of 3 cars coming around the corner at the same time. I have to admit I don't miss it, but I don't mind it. When you're getting paid to be in traffic, it's not that bad. But when you're driving around to fix stuff, uh, you get paid the same to sit in traffic as you do to work on something. It's just part of the day. Collision left lanes after Michigan. Okay. Well, as fate would have it, Michigan is right about where I start moving left. So hopefully we'll get by them and then I can move left. Boy, Les Miserables is coming back to the Fifth Avenue. That's our off-Broadway theater. And they bring that play back at least 3 times a year. I haven't seen what the Village Theater is doing this year. That would be fun to do. Time I went to the Fifth Avenue was to see Hair. Which is an awesome musical. Really, really no reason to turn your siren on, dude. Oh, so he's going from a stalled car on the right, maybe up to the accident on the left. I don't know. Driving an unmarked pickup. Wow, all the buttercups. Now that I think about it, that's not entirely true. Scotch broom still gets me, but not the regular Scotch broom, the bright yellow Scotch broom. And I don't know what the difference is. Uh, I know the bright yellow stuff. I seem to remember was more a Southern California thing. I see it every now and then over in Eastern Washington, so it may be a climate thing that makes the change. But I haven't been down there again in years either. All right. Well, we're coming up on course in Michigan, so where's this accident? I don't see it. I still don't see it. My lane is still moving nicely. .5 magnitude earthquake, San Diego, or felt as far away as San Diego. I didn't see where it was, where it centered, but all right, Bern. Thanks for coming in, sir. Have a good evening. Well, those signs say the carpool lane's closed. So apparently it's coming up in the carpool lane, which is on the far left. So this is yeah, well, it did say above Corson, Michigan. So there's Corson, Michigan right at this overpass. So it could be a little ways further up. Normally I would get over about here, but I'm going to hang in this lane for the moment, at least till I spot it and figure out what's going on. There goes an ambulance. And all those little SUVs look the same. Put a RAV4 emblem on the back of that, it looked just like Sydney's car. And there goes another one. Oh, well, there's the accident. I found it. They got flares on the road, so they're knocking lanes down. So we'll just sit here for a little bit and see what we see. Wow, that looks like a big accident. They got fire trucks and ambulances and that little guy in the BMW is a dick. All right, now we're going to start moving over. Doesn't look like that much of an accident. Okay, off we go. Into the trees over yonder. Yeah, let's go through the one week. Wow, cloud cover down low out in the city. You can't even see the skyline. Yep, now we got it. Now we can go like heck. Yeah, now we're catching back up with just over one more range here. All right, Karen, have a great morning. We will see you later. All right, here's our exit. We are almost there now. Bump, 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 bump. All right, I gotta jump 2 lanes again. Here we go. Yes, it's another lovely moist day in Seattle. Wow, protests are up, but it's windy enough they don't even have their sign up today. Both of these two lanes, the one to the left and this one, will go to the same place, but don't you hate it when work gets in the way? You're screwing around time. Yeah, but we're almost to the end, Katie. We got about another 2 miles. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stoplights. Now I've got a little sinus thing going on. And I've been avoiding blowing my nose because I didn't want to honk in your guys' ears. I could have muted the mic, but yeah, with the way the guys are turning right in the right turn lane on the red, I easily could have made that across, but I don't know where the siren is coming from. Oh, there it is. It's coming up the hill. All right, big bumps. Uh, uh, uh. All right, through the lights, down the hill, through the next light, then right turn at the next light. Yeah, don't you love that? Well, the new stuff looks like cotton candy, kind of white cotton candy, but I'll be curious to see if it's done anything yet. They said it was going to be 3 or 4 weeks before it really did anything. But we'll see. Obviously, I will let you know on the return trip. But yes, I think we probably would have been done any time now if the stem cells have continued. So I appreciate that, Tiger. Yeah, that's better than black. So that sounded worse than it was meant. All right, guys, I got to turn down into the parking garage, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. I love y'all. Thank you all for being here, and I will be back in a couple of hours, and we'll do it all again going back southbound.